Chapter 78. Confirming the relationship. Ava changed into clean clothes and ate before Adrian took her back to the hospital. Wesley had already been transferred to a ward. Logan sat outside guarding it, immediately standing up when he saw them arrive. He greeted Ava, then walked to Adrian's side and lowered his voice. Mr. Harrison agreed to reschedule the meeting for tomorrow. He's flying back to his country the day after. The original meeting had been scheduled for today. Who knew something like this would happen? Even if they went back now, they wouldn't reach New Harbor until evening. Call Logan if you need anything. Adrian placed a black phone in Ava's hand, leaving with a curt "password hasn't changed" before walking away. Under normal circumstances, she might have opened it to check his chat history with Grace. But right now, she really wasn't in the mood. Ava put the phone in her pocket, grasped the door handle, and pushed the door open. Wesley was still unconscious in the hospital bed. Ava walked around the foot of the bed and sat down beside him. She tucked in the corners of his blanket, a faint worry shadowing her eyes. Ava gently grasped Wesley's hand beneath the covers. His hand was as warm as usual. The only thing missing was that he hadn't woken up yet. "I already have an answer. Don't you want to hear it?" Ava leaned forward, moving closer to Wesley. During dinner at the hotel, she'd already made her decision. If he was safe, "You said yes." A weak but smiling male voice sounded above Ava's head. She froze. She jerked her head up to look at Wesley, who had just opened his eyes. "You're awake?" Delight flashed in the girl's eyes, completely forgetting she was still holding his hand. "I woke up when you came in." "And you were pretending to sleep." "I wanted to hear if you'd make any heartfelt confessions to me." Wesley chuckled softly, gripping Ava's hand in return. Ava shot Wesley a reproachful look. "Do you know how worried I was? And you were faking being unconscious." The complaint in her voice unconsciously carried a note of petulance. Wesley's eyes crinkled with laughter as he looked indulgently at Ava, pouting and scolding him. When she finally stopped, Wesley asked her again. "So the answer is yes. Is that a question?" Ava's eyes widened in astonishment. That was clearly a conclusion, not a question. "Wesley, if you hadn't said yes, would I be seeing you here when I woke up?" His expression was too certain, as if he'd already seen right through her. Ava's smile faded as she looked seriously at Wesley, saying each word carefully. "I think I should make this clear to you." Her expression made Wesley pause. His grip on Ava's hand unconsciously tightened. His breathing involuntarily slowed. "I, Ava Hart, am now Wesley Hale's girlfriend." Ava playfully winked at Wesley. Her eyes gleamed with the cunning of a successful prank. Impossibly cute. Wesley's heart stirred. He used slight force to pull her down into an embrace. Joy filled his entire chest. He held Ava's slender body carefully, yet firmly. Ava's face bloomed with smiles. A sense of fulfillment she'd never experienced before filled her completely. She didn't know how long this love would last, but at least right now, she couldn't let go. Indulging herself once in a while should be okay, right? "I'll handle things with Adrian." Ava nuzzled into Wesley's neck. There really wasn't much to resolve with Adrian anyway. At most, she'd just push all the blame onto the fact that Adrian was marrying Grace. She did feel a bit regretful that she couldn't break up Adrian and Grace. Wesley perhaps understood part of her, knew she did those things because of jealousy. But making things difficult for Grace hadn't made her unhappy. On the contrary, she was very happy. Understanding just part of her was enough. There always needed to be cards kept close to the chest in a relationship. Some unsavory aspects didn't need to be peeled away layer by layer, gradually revealed, laying herself completely bare before the other person. The drawbacks outweighed the benefits. Wesley's family arrived that evening. When Ava pushed open the ward door carrying dinner, she was startled by the room full of people. Wesley's parents, older brother, and younger sister had all come. They were gathered around the bed, concerned about Wesley's condition. The ward was filled with warmth. Ava stopped in her tracks and quietly backed out. She sat in a chair outside the ward when the phone in her pocket suddenly rang. Seeing the name Grace Hart flashing on the screen, Ava belatedly remembered this was Adrian's phone. She instinctively moved to answer. Wesley's words suddenly came to mind. Such a good opportunity. She really was reluctant to pass it up. After hesitating for a moment, Ava finally answered the call. "Grace, what's wrong?" After the call connected, Ava struck first. Acting as if she knew nothing, her tone was completely normal. Grace pulled the phone away, checking several times to confirm she hadn't dialed wrong. The hand holding the phone trembled involuntarily. Why do you have Adrian's phone? Adrian's phone? Surprise colored Ava's voice as she covered her mouth. I'm sorry, Grace. I forgot. I lost my phone, so Adrian lent me his in case I needed to reach him. The girl's innocent, apologetic voice reached Grace's ears. It sounded incredibly grating. Adrian didn't like people touching his things, especially private things like phones. She suddenly remembered when Adrian had tested lipstick shades for her. That had been the first time Adrian entered her bedroom. She'd thought their relationship was progressing. At the time, she'd been secretly pleased that hard work always paid off. But Adrian and Ava's repeated contact lately had gradually made her panic. Grace, why aren't you saying anything? Are you angry? Ava's toes tapped against the floor intermittently, a mocking smile on her lips, though her tone was unusually sincere. Don't misunderstand, Grace. There's nothing between Adrian and me. He just looks after me a bit more because I saved him once. Saved him? Grace could no longer control her emotions. He doesn't know who actually saved him back then, but don't you? I mean what he thinks. Grace, I have a boyfriend. You don't need to worry about me competing with you for Adrian. Ava hung up after saying this. This call was enough to make Grace miserable for quite a while. She leaned back in the chair, quite pleased with herself. Before the phone screen went dark, Ava casually opened the chat between Adrian and Grace. The screen was full of and okay. Of course, these were all Adrian's replies. Grace hadn't sent many messages either, but knowing Grace as she did, each one had definitely been carefully considered before sending. A smile spread across Ava's lips. She suddenly felt a bit of relief,